we are going to discuss a research proposal, especially what you should write or have in chapter 1. One point that you have to know: the systematic writing of a research proposal or research report may differ from institutions to institutions, disciplines to disciplines, universities to universities, but normally in a research proposal you should have this. For example, they are introduction, the background of the study, the statement of the problems of the study, hypothesis, the objective of the study, the scope of the study, and the significance of the study. Now, let's see what you should write in those points. Let's start point by point. In introduction, you just need to highlight the key contents of the chapter. It means just write down what you have or what you discuss in the chapter. For example, chapter 1. In this chapter, the writer discusses this, and this is just simple because you just introduce the contents of the chapter. So normally a paragraph is enough for this point. The second is the background of the study. This is an important part of your research proposal because in this part you should or have to tell your reasons. For example, why do you plan or want to conduct the research? It means you yourself, your interest. Why do you want to conduct that research? And also, why is your research proposal important to be conducted? So you need to let the readers or others know that your research proposal is beneficial or has benefit for others. And then you also need to simply elaborate the previous researches relating to your research. It means, because there is no new research, right? It means your research needs to be supported by other researchers. So that's why you need to elaborate some researchers' finding relating to your research. And you need to mention what is the gap and how you will solve it. The question is, what is gap? Gap is what you want to find out, what you want to answer. So, simply I can say that gap is what is going to be your research problem or your research question of your research proposal. That will be your research question later on. The statement of the problem. In the statement of the problem, you just need to answer these 5 W to H method. And if you have answered them, they will be the content of the statement of the problem. What are they? The first point is, what is the problem that needs to be solved? So you need to write down what is the problem that needs to be solved. So what is your research proposal problem? And the second, why is it a problem? Just explain why. Do you think that it is a problem that needs to be solved or answered? And where is the problem observed? So this relates to the sample of the population of your research. And who is impacted? It means who will be benefited from your research finding or your research result. When was the problem first observed? So in other words, how do you find out that it is a problem. And how is the problem observed? Okay, is it by your observation, your experience, by the literatures or by reading literatures, and so forth? And how often is the problem observed? Okay, so by answering once again these questions, okay, they will be the content of the statement of the problem. 1.4 is the problems of the study. So the problem of the study, okay, you may have other terms, research question. The overall research proposal or research report must be based on the research question. So the research problem or the research question is the main core of a research. Why? Okay, because I can say that you don't need to conduct a research if there is no problem that you want to solve or answer. Then it is the main reason why you plan to conduct a research. The research problem, as I have already mentioned, okay, it is obtained from the gap while you have it in the background of the study. Just bear in mind, the problem or the research question must be stated in the form of question. Okay, question. 1.5 Hypothesis. A hypothesis is a statement that introduces a research question and proposes an expected result. Normally, your research proposal has this if you want to conduct a research that or in which you want to test the causal relationship between independent variable to dependent variable. So what I mean by saying that, not all research proposal has hypothesis in chapter 1. So once again, when do you have this? If your research want to find out or to test the causal relationship between independent and dependent variable. So there are two hypotheses that you should state in this point. The first hypothesis is null hypothesis, which is termed as HO. So in this case, you just state whether there is a causal relationship between, okay, the independent to dependent variable. While in alternative hypothesis, okay, or HA, there is a relationship between independent variable with dependent variable. 1.6 The objective of the study. The objective of the study is the answer to the research question. So, in other words, the objective is the purpose. Okay? It means, why do you conduct the research? What is the purpose of your research? So, what is expected to be answered or solved or achieved from the study or research? For example, this is a research question. Does group work discussion teaching method significantly affect on the student's speaking skill? So, if this is the research question, what do you expect? What do you want to get? What do you want to find out? So we can say that the objective of the study, if that is the research question, is to find out whether group with discussion teaching method significantly affects on the student's speaking skill. Why? Because you want to prove, you want to test, to find out the result if or whether group work discussion teaching method affect or doesn't affect on students' speaking skill. So once again, the objective is the purpose of your research or study. 1.7, the scope of the study. The scope of the study can also be termed as the limitation and the limitation of the study. So, in the scope of the study, you need to specify the area or focus of your study. What is covered or what is uncovered? For example, let's say you want to research English tenses. As you know, there are 16 tenses of English. So the question, are you going to cover the 16 tenses or not? If not, so you need to mention, for example, that your research only focuses on simple present tense, for example. Okay, so that is the scope, the topic, okay, and also the population and sample. Okay, the population and sample, okay, they will be the source of the data. So you need to, if for example you do sampling techniques, so you need to also mention them in the scope of the study. So 1.8, the significance of the study. Okay, the other terms for this, okay, this is also called as the rationale or justification of the study. Simply, okay, what you write here is who will be benefited or the contribution of your research. Okay. Normally there are 2 points, okay, practically or theoretically. For example, you research about, let's say, in the field of education. So let's say that you'll give contribution to the teachers, the students, okay, practically and theoretically for other researchers. So that is the significance of this study. Once again, I tell you that this is the normal points, okay, that you should have in your research proposal, and how you write them, okay, just follow my guide as I had already taught you. Okay, so that is a research proposal, especially chapter 1. In my next video, I'm going to cover research proposal, that is chapter 2. It will be about review of related literature. Keep spirit alive. See you.